Hey guys, this is Vedang and I'm back with another beat breakdown. This time I'm going to break down a recent release by Shreyas and Attitude AJ, which is called Gutter. It was released yesterday, and I'm going to break down the beat for Gutter sound by sound. So here we go. Uh, the main element of Gutter is the sitar, which is looped throughout the beat, and the whole beat is structured around this sitar. So this is the main melody. I put some reverb on the sitar. The sitar sound is from a sample pack, and I used it like that only. No extreme modifications to that sound. Just put some reverb and cut the extreme highs and some lows because it was very sharp. Then I layered it with natural harp preset from Sakura. Sakura has some really great sounds. Like if you don't use stock plugins of FL, you should start using them because there are really great presets in the stock plugins themselves. So this is the natural harp. It follows the same melody as the sitar. Some reverb and some delay, as you can hear. Cut the lows, and this fills up the highs for the sitar too. So together they sound like this. Now this sitar won't stick out of the beat because it is very weak. So if I put this with the other instruments like heavy drums and bass, it won't stick out and it will be negligible. So what I do every time when I use a sitar, I copy the same sitar melody into another sitar sound, same sitar sound actually, and and I treat this sitar sound differently than the original one. So this is the sitar double. I stereo enhance it so that sitar occupies the mid region of the stereo space too, and this sitar double occupies the left and right space of the stereo. So this is the sitar double. I treat it differently. Some reverb, some delay, and I cut the extreme highs again because it was very sharp. So this is the sitar double. This is the double. Then I combined these two sounds, the original sitar sound and the sitar double, and route them to the bus just so that I can, control the volume of both the sounds together. So this is the whole sitar sound, whole lead of the beat. This is just a transition effect. It's nothing but a low pass filter on the master so that each and every element goes through that low pass filter if it is on. So this is the low pass filter. I used effector for it. Then I started laying out drums. I wanted a chill hop groove for the drums, but the sound selection was hardcore drums. So the groove, even though the groove is chill hop, the due to the sound selection, the beat is hardcore, kind of. So this is, I used a kick, a basic kick, a snare, a layered snare because I wanted the snare to stick out, some percussions, and I just laid out the drums like this. The drums bring out the swing in the whole song. Yeah. So also I laid out the hi-hats after this. The hi-hats also contribute to the groove of the beat. So a basic hi-hat, and this is the structure of the hi-hats. I use this low velocity hi-hats to, increase the swing. So with the drums and the sitar, we have up till now this beat. Then I went to the bass. The bass is pretty hard. Like, I used some distortion on the bass to, make it sound like that. Uh, Without the effects, it's just a sub bass, but with the effects, it is hard hitting bass. So yeah, this is the sub bass structure. Sub bass structure. For that gliding, I use this portamento setting in the settings, and I increase the slide, even though no notes are sliding on each other, but just so that this note, when this note is hit, it slides, so that that's why the function is used. Like, that movement is due to that function. I used distortion, fast distorter, then some EQ to cut out the highs and make some room for the kick, and a limiter for side chaining this with the drums. I didn't show you the effects on the drums. For the kick, I used an EQ to boost out these frequencies, because here the kick was prominent. For snare, EQ again to increase the prominent frequencies, a reverb. Yeah, I used two snares, nothing on the second snare. I panned the snares on the right and the kick to the left. Yeah. And I combined all the drum sounds into one single bus, because I wanted to treat the drums with bittersweet. This plugin increases the attack, or how hard the drums are hitting is determined by this. So it's a cool plugin, you can check it out. It's available for free. Also, I needed some ambient sound, because even though these many sounds were there, it was sounding empty. So I wanted something to glue them together. So I used Hell preset from Citrus. It's a dark sound, dark ambient sound. So this is the sound. You might not even notice it, it's in the background. I used EQ, stereo enhancer, and reverb on it. So up till now we have this beat. I wanted to introduce some transition after 4/4 bars because the sitar is repetitive. So I didn't want the beat to be too much repetitive. So I kept on adding layers. Now this is the second layer which I added to the beat. It's a sound from Coding Dream pack, as I mostly use sounds from this sample pack of Nexus. It's a cool ambient sound. So this is how it goes. Also, all the structuring of the sounds, uh, I used MIDI keyboard to play each and every sound because I wanted a human touch to it. So you can see that the notes are not on point, like they aren't quantized properly, and I wanted that because I needed some groove. So I played each and every sound in this one. So my process is basically I play some melody which is in my head, I record it, and then I do additional programming if required, like adding some notes here and there on the piano roll. So this was the additional sound, and to initialize this transition, I used a percussive drum roll. So I used a conga drum, two conga drums, and this is the drum roll. I used panning control, so I panned percussive, two percussions on the left and then on the right, so as to glide through the panning. So this is the transition. Then after 8 bars of the beat, I introduced extra hi-hats, a piano, and a vocal chop. So first I started with the piano. Again, I played this on MIDI keyboard. So this is the piano. So this is a bit offbeat, as you can hear, but in the context it fits perfectly. Now I wanted a vocal chop because I thought that the beat was missing a vocal chop. So I sampled a Lata Mangeshkar alap from YouTube. This is the original alap. So I pitched it up a bit, and so I structured it that way, and this is the final vocal chop. I put some reverb and delay on it and cut the lows to make room for the bass. Yeah, and I also added one more hi-hat sound, so that's to increase the movement in the beat. So this is the complete transition. Also, I used a open hi-hat to denote this transition, to initiate this transition. So this is how the beat goes now. And at the last of this section, I just brought a change in the alap or vocal chop. This is how I structured it. So as it transitions into the hook then. The intro is basically filtered drums. I use some extra percussions in the intro. This is the original percussions, and these are the extra one, a bongo and a percussion. I use them dry, I guess. So yeah, then snare and hi-hats. So, and I used a low pass filter in the intro, and the intro is the hook, because this track doesn't have a proper hook. It's just so I repeated the intro. I repeated the whole structure itself again and again for the verses and the hook. This is the intro.
वेळ लागल्याशिवाय इतिहास घडत नाही.
Thank you guys for checking this out. If you really like this, then subscribe to my channel. Drop your feedback in the comments so that I can improve these breakdowns according to your feedback. And do check out this song Gutter Edge by Shreyas and that dude AJ. I'll drop the link in the description. It's a bar fest. Like, if you seriously dig sounds with straight up bars, no bullshit type of thing, then you should definitely check it out. Yeah, so see you in the next breakdown. Thank you.